Hey folks, I'm Mike and thanks for joining us here back on another episode here with Bodine Farms. For those of you that are new, if you get any value out of this, please hit that subscribe button there as always. Smash the thumbs up button and all that good stuff. For today, we're going to get started here, going to get fed up. We talked a little bit about some feed on my last episode there. We're going to talk a little bit more about some products that we're going to use and some things that we're doing for this year to try to help bring down feed cost. So stick around with us here, guys, and let's get to it. All right, so to start off here, this is one project we took on last year, knowing that we had to get some type of grain storage here, and having this thing all set up here that we can bucket feed in. We can also use it for putting a tractor bucket underneath and all that. So it worked out to be pretty good. We needed grain storage of some sort, so this was one of the pieces that we did here, and then we've got another bin back here, and I'll show you guys what we have for that as well. Along with our funnel body wagon that we're gonna, we took that out of use as far as grain storage, and now that we're changing some things up for this year, we are going to end up using that grain wagon now for just going and actually getting corn from some of our local farms. So this is working out pretty good though. This is just, right now we just have cracked corn in here. So I have put a mixture in, and you surely can do all of that, but right now it's just cracked corn, and we're actually mixing it with a product that I'll show you guys. Not just yet. I'm gonna get fed up, but it'll be soon. So the mixer that we're using here is just a concrete mixer that we picked up that works out really good, especially for in the show side of things, where we use a lot of top dressings and things like that you can kind of mix in, you know, that just kind of gets it more part of the meal itself. So I spoke about this a little bit before. We do use products from ADM, and we use some things actually with ShowRite, and so between the two, ADM primarily, I actually have to give a little credit to Cody from Bar 7 Ranch there. Not that they need it from anybody like me, but I just happened to see something with us using ADM already. This product wasn't really pushed out there around our area, so I have to give some credit following you guys as far as actually what type of weight gains you're getting out of just using corn and then using this here. So for those of you that don't know, this is basically what it looks like, and it's got a whole list of what's in here. So typically what we do is we might use like a bag of mineral and things when you're mixing up feed, This actually replaces all of that. It has all of your minerals and all the good stuff that's actually in it again. On this side here, probably hard to read there, but either way, it's going to have you know, good levels of crude fiber, fat, protein, potassium, you know, magnesium. So everything as far as that would go into your regular mineral additives when you're mixing your own feed. So with this though, technically all this requires is about 3/4 of a pound per head. We've started it now for 7 days, and I just started with a 1/2 pound and just kind of build up. We always do that anyway. So anybody feeding cattle, you got to start out slow and kind of work your way up. So definitely a big thanks to those guys for turning me on to this product. We're going to see how it measures out. We've got some weights on cattle and all that, so we're going to kind of see how maybe how a 1 month turnaround does compared to where we were. So looking to get some good gains out of it. Relatively affordable too, so especially when you start talking about different feeds and mixes. This all we're doing is mixing 3/4 of a pound of this to just corn. In our case, we're using cracked corn. We probably will continue to use cracked corn. Now again, our feeds for what we do on what we call our commercial side, which is our side for direct product sale, obviously they are going to get a different ration of feed, mostly because of expense and all the stuff that goes into it. But for those of you, if you guys can see, you guys see the corn itself, and then you can see what the actual beef trait is in between it all there. But if you look, that mixer does a pretty good job. So just an idea out there for you guys. If you're looking to do some top dress or just doing a simple mix, pick yourself up one of those concrete mixers and let it rip. All right, so just like putting in the bin that we did up there that I just showed you guys, back here we went with something a little bit different. A tank here, the bulk tech feeder, good for grain storage, kind of set up like a funnel body situation. You guys see how it slants down, comes out here. This thing here, I'm not really sure how much it holds. I don't know. I want to say that we've at least, we'll figure it out though as we come along, but I want to say we probably put at least 1,200-1,500 pounds in it or something. But either way, it is this is actually a good option I would recommend for you guys that are doing like passional rotations on chickens and things like that. Probably even those of you doing hogs and stuff where you're maybe running through large areas. This thing here is pretty neat. You can put your pallet forks in here either way from this angle here. You can pick it up long ways too if you had to put it in. Obviously the heavier it is, it's gonna be harder, but if you had to put it in a tight spot or get it out of a tight spot, it's pretty neat. The legs on it adjust that run down, and actually the way these things work, if you guys see that nub up here on the bottom of that foot, it inserts in there. You can actually stack these things up pretty good. So if you wanted them too tall, don't know what scenario you guys would have to do that, but either way, again though, I think that this would be a pretty good option for you guys if you're looking for something portable. You could bring this up to a location, get fed up, and then take it, you know, if you've got pastures out of ways that you need to get feed to make it more convenient. Obviously this is not probably the cheapest option you're going to do that with, and sometimes, you know, depending on how your operation's set up, for us, we just, you know, it seems like you always got to spend a little bit of money to make things convenient for yourself, because that's pretty much the game. You know, it's a lot of these things that we purchase just make it easier on us as farmers. So not that we want to spend our money, but either way, a good option here, guys. I definitely check them out. They also make They also make different styles of tanks too, that I wouldn't really consider too much portable, but more like a cone setup, kind of similar to the one that we had up there. So anyway, guys, this is this is one of the things we just picked up over the weekend here. It's a New Holland 353 mixer grinder wagon here, in pretty decent shape. Folks I bought it from walked me through it and all that good stuff, so we're really looking forward to being able to use this. Again, last year we made some investment into grain storage because we do have the ability to have a local mill around here actually deliver product to us, and made it nice so that I didn't have to buy everything at one time. Even though I'm not so sure, if I'd have bought that maybe a year or two ago, maybe it would have been a little bit cheaper, but we got a good deal on it. I'm not going to complain about that at all. And the folks that we bought it from were really helpful. So, but that is definitely a piece of the puzzle here for this year. You know, again, there's two big costs that really come to all of this that continue for us to have to raise costs when we do. You know, obviously fuel is always in the mix, but I wouldn't say it's as bad as far as feed, and then your slaughter cost on top of all of that. So your two biggest costs, and there's not much you're going to do. Even on the feed end, you know, we're looking to just cut as much cost as we can. And then also, because we are feeding so many different types of feed and animals and things like that, and now especially bringing in our breed herd is going to be coming in, using everything for the show animals, there's a lot of products out here for us to grind ourselves. And the accessibility in our area for getting corn and, you know, different product like that is pretty good. So we're going to be looking forward here to going ahead and making our own feed. I think that's going to help us keep our costs down as we get into some of the time frame here of basically, you know, kind of more of a hardship, I would say, but just trying to keep ourselves affordable, you know, as things get more expensive. Let's go in here, guys. So number 7, the mama, she came back into heat, so we went ahead and put her in with Dash yesterday, and hopefully got a good breeding out of these guys. They're pretty well settled down. I imagine by the end of the day today, she'll probably be finished up. Willie's doing good. We did give Willie a shot. He's just too young yet to really know exactly what he's doing. And actually, not that he couldn't have gotten it, but they kind of started picking a fight with each other, so I just pulled him out just because I don't want the stress of it all. So her babies are actually up. I'll get a shot of them for you guys. We went ahead and put them up in the show barn there, so they're going to start their journey into which is going to end up being a pretty decent life for them. Good baths, belly rubs, the training, the whole 9 yards. They get to live a much different life than what these guys are back here doing. Not that these guys are living a bad life, but, well, just face it, I ain't out here washing these guys up and rubbing them down and all that good stuff with all lotions and all that. So, but let's go check out some other things about back here. So again, with the progression as far as feed storage, this bin right here is an actual hog feeder, and this is made by Brower, and we ended up extending these. You can put different options on these to make it a little less. This tub here will hold roughly about 2 tons of feed, and it's really convenient as far as hogs because they can push that bar around. It just spins and it pulls feed out from underneath there. So it's a good automatic feeder for these pigs back here in our feeder group. And so with that holding as much feed as what it actually does, we'll be able to go ahead and grind up our mixes and go ahead and fill this thing up, you know, as we need it. So aside from actually going ahead and trying to do what we can to cut costs and make changes to, you know, to what we're doing in the plan there, which I think is really important for any startup farmer, of course, any generational farmer, I would say so too. But you know, on our side, we'd have to do certain things around the farm to just, you know, to kind of create that productivity there and the efficiency that's going to go along with it. Along with that, you guys see You guys see along this fence line here, the bottoms here, and as you get down, it gets even worse. A little hard to see through camera, but we'll just walk it down. Basically, the pigs just keep rooting up into this fence line, and they keep pushing all this dirt and soil and sometimes feed and all of that up against the fence line itself, which is causing it to short out. And you guys see I mean, that fence line runs all the way down and then all the way up around back here, and then even into the breeders up there. So this is usually a problem that we're out here with shovels and rakes so far. So I've got something to show you guys that I'm coming up with. I don't know if it's going to work, but we got to be a little innovative to try to cut down labor with all of this. And I think it's going to work out pretty good. So let's ride up to the shop here. I'm going to show you them guys and piglets, and I'll show you what I'm working on with this. All right, so again, for trying to figure out a way to get out of using shovels and rakes and all that good stuff there, I come up with this little creation here. And what it is basically this box channel here, I'm going to be able to put on the forks of my tractor. And then we've got a 1-inch plate up here of steel that I'm trying to get welded in, that's going to basically act as a pusher to push right under the fence line. So it's only about 4 inches tall, and the box channel is 3 inch by 6 inch, so should work out pretty good to kind of keep a low profile. So going to be working on this thing here, just trying to get this all done up so that we can give it a shot. I hope it works. I don't know how it's going to work out, but just like everything else, you know, do what you can, and if it doesn't work, fix it and do it again, I guess. All right, so here's our piglets now up here in the show barn. We still brought the heat lamp up for them. We got some good fresh bedding on them. We're going to start them on the other types of feeders here, where we kind of raise those up and keep them eating up in the air there. So these guys have been doing pretty good. Like I say, now is where they're going to start a totally different lifestyle of what they would have had out back with our other feeders there that go into the store. These guys they'll get training as far as walking and all of that. They'll get baths, and they'll get love time, and just kind of creates a whole relationship between the kids and their show animals there. So I'm sure that they're going to have a pretty good deal here. So.